Welcome back to Outside the Box, episode 3. I'm Claudia Bermudez. I have two guys here ready to talk about politics, news, and entertainment. Wadi, Gaitan.
Hey, Claudia, I'm here all day, every day. Let's do this.
And JP Dominguez.
So ready for episode 3, Claudia. Let's go.
All right, chicos, let's get started. Before we begin, make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook at OTB Show. We're going to be posting clips, IG stories, posts. Keep up with us. Tech team, get that timer going. JP and Wadi have 5 minutes on the clock to debate, sound off, and hey, join the conversation. Comment below. The Trump administration announced it will stop receiving new DACA applications and slash the renewal process from 2 years to 1. We have been covering DACA very closely here on OTV. What do you make of this new announcement?
It's no secret there's an internal battle going on at the White House. Just a few weeks ago, we heard President Trump in an interview with Telemundo say that he was ready to give dreamers a pathway to citizenship. And now, anyone who reads the memo that just came out understands that this is really a different way to rescind the program. It's really a way to scale back the amount of people that can qualify, the amount of time that dreamers qualify to be in the program. And here's something that I really believe. I believe that in life in general and politics specifically, you are judged not by your intentions, not what you say, but you are directly judged by your actions. And while the administration and the president has said that he has a heart for dreamers and that he wants to work on a plan that gives them a permanent solution, at the end of the day, the only results that we've seen, the only actions that we've seen are those that come against the dreamer community, are those that have not provided certainty to dreamers and at the communities that they serve. So at the end of the day, this is a battle that continues to go on. It's one that requires activism and requires leadership both in Congress and the administration to be able to solve it.
Thank you, Wadi. And JP, what do you think? You think we're backtracking from last week?
Aye, Claudia. It's definitely news that we're hearing that is definitely disappointing on so many levels. Look, one of the administration's biggest argument against Obama's executive order was that they didn't have the authority to grant a DACA executive order or grant reprieve because they said that basically what they were doing was creating immigration law, which is the role of Congress. So the Trump administration took this to the highest court of the land, the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court delivered a huge blow to the administration. They basically said, revisit your argument because your current argument is not good enough. Just a couple weeks ago, the federal judiciary in Maryland ruled that USCIS should start accepting new DACA applications. So, what does this all mean in the grand scheme of things? This goes way deeper than just party political lines. We forget that when we talk about this. We're talking with real people, real lives, real young people who got excited when the Supreme Court ruled the way they did. And unfortunately, this doesn't only affect people that got excited, but it also affects the people that are currently working in our front lines. Let's not take away from the fact that 200,000 dreamers right now who are qualified under DACA are on the front lines. 30,000 of those workers are healthcare workers. They're essential until we don't need them anymore. This is unnecessary. The president and his administration may come out and say, look, we're presenting legislation. We want a permanent solution to this. But are they going to add addendums to it? Or are they going to continue confusing the public? 2 weeks ago coming out saying he was going to do something big with dreamers and DACA. Was this it? Probably not. But we'll see what happens because the election is coming up soon and Trump may have other plans.
Thank you, chicos, for both of you guys' points. Here at OTV, you know, I'm a former dreamer, so we follow this closely. We're going to keep you guys updated, and let's move on with the next topic. Russian scientists told CNN they plan to have a COVID-19 vaccine ready to go on August 10th. It's no secret that the US and private companies have also been racing to create and develop a vaccine as well. JP, how soon do you think we can see a vaccine here in the USA?
So the good news is that these vaccines are finally moving out of the testing phase and finally moving into distribution phase. However, we have to be mindful of the distribution plans that countries, private companies, state and federal governments have when it comes to enacting these plans. What I've been hearing is it's going to be in phases. When this vaccine is finally available, we're going to first have these vaccines available for our first responders, the people in line, the people on the front lines. This is important because they have to be protected first. However, let's also keep in mind that the superpowers, US, Russia, China, they all have million-dollar interests or billion-dollar interests in providing this vaccine first. So yeah, it kind of reminds you of different times during the space wars between different countries, because this is crucially important, not only for the US, but on a global scale. We need this vaccine. Unfortunately, you also hear reports of, while the superpowers may be the first to come up with the vaccine, where does that leave other countries who do not have the same economic resources that a superpower may have? So let's keep an eye out on this, because at the end of the day, it may be a long time before our grandmas actually get that vaccine in their arm. And who's going to be getting it first, and how much is it going to cost the American public?
Thanks, JP. And Wadi, can we trust a foreign vaccine? Do you think the public will?
I think the public, at least in the United States, is mostly going to trust what comes out of the United States and its allies. For example, Germany has been working on a vaccine as well. Obviously, we know the United States has been doing several tests, and possibly they're projecting that by the beginning of next year, have possibly 100 million vaccines available. Again, the question is distribution. Honestly, when it comes to this topic, I have more questions than I have opinions or answers. I'm curious, once the vaccine is available, one, distribution like JP mentioned. Two, are Americans going to trust it in the first 12 months? A poll showed that 42% of Americans want to see other Americans try the vaccine before they do it first. And then about 24% of Americans said that they never will take the vaccine. When you think about the flu, which is somewhat similar, but of course different, many Americans, I'll be honest, including myself, do not take a flu shot. I don't think ever got the flu. COVID is very different. I think opinions are changing, but at the end of the day, I'm curious not only on the distribution and what the powers that be, like JP said, I'm very curious to see how the public accepts this. Are we receptive to the vaccine? Do we want to take it, or are we just going to wait for other people to do it first?
Tons of conspiracies, not so many answers. I agree with you, Wadi. This is a time period that we never foresaw, and that's where the questions aren't being answered right now. Definitely a wait and see, but let's pay attention, right?
Definitely a time of uncertainty. And yes, JP, like you said, we have to pay attention. I do get my flu shot every year though, Wadi. And also, I've never gotten the flu.
Oof,
all right, guys, let's move on to our next topic. New challenge alert. We've seen it all over our feeds. Women posting black and white selfies using the hashtag women supporting women and challenge accepted. Users then tag their friends and other women who inspire them. This challenge has recently gone viral with celebrities hopping on board, leaving many to question and wonder. What is the meaning behind hashtag challenge accepted? JP, were you confused seeing all these pictures in black and white?
I was confused. And these days, you got to be careful before you post anything, especially with the challenge, because most often of the time, it's aligned with some sort of a deeper cause or a deeper meaning. And you definitely have to do your research. So when I first saw this, I was like, wow, this is cool. It looks cool. Women supporting women. What's there not to like about it? But after also seeing a lot of people's Instagram feeds and stories, you started to realize what that deeper meaning was. Apparently, this originated in Turkey from women leaders who were speaking out against violence against women, domestic violence. And unfortunately, what happened is that message got lost when it arrived here in the States and actually on a global level. So, there was definitely a ton of pushback there. And I think the message is this. Were people bad intention when they were posting this? I would venture to say no. But should we do a better job before we're so quick to repost something without understanding what that message is? I think so. Also, I think another point that we have to definitely address is we all learned our lesson during George Floyd. When Blackout Tuesday came, many of us reposted that black square. But what we didn't know, specifically hearing from Black Lives Matter leaders, that using the hashtag was definitely taking away from their cause and not something that they wanted or even asked for during that day. So in reality, what we really have to do, and I think the main message here, is let's be careful. Let's definitely support social causes. Let's not be afraid of it. But let's do our research before posting.
Wadi, what's your take? Do you think these challenges actually bring change?
Look, they definitely get the wheels turning when it comes to the conversation, when it gets people involved at a minimum, but it can't stop there. Really, posting something is one step. Posting something is using a resource that we have access to, but it really requires going beyond that. I agree with JP when it comes to the Black Lives Matter movement, posting the black square or even this black and white picture. It's important. It's a tool, but we need to go beyond that. But what I really think when it comes to this movement specifically, I've seen a lot of tension come to it. This comes week and a half after we saw that Representative AOC was called an effing B by one of her colleagues in Congress. So when I think of this movement, I also think that this is an opportunity for men to reflect. It is in our role. It is our responsibility to stand up against things that are wrong and stand in favor of those things that are right. What the Representative Ted Yoho did when he approached AOC is incorrect. I hope that a man in Congress, a congressman, stood up to him and said, "You are wrong. You might be a Republican like I am. You might be a conservative. You might be from the state of Florida that I am, but I do not stand with you. It is incorrect that you do." So when I think of this movement, I think obviously this is something that's really centered about what women are doing. I think that's important. But as men, we also need to reflect and make sure that we are taking steps in the right direction to stand with our colleagues, to stand with our friends, with our family members, and with women across the country when it comes to movements like this.
Ooh, thank you, Wadi. That was so refreshing to hear. Well, Wadi and JP, let me give you guys some background on how this works, because, this comes from the DMs. So girls, slide into your DMs and send you a nice post like, "Hey, I'm nominating you. I think you're beautiful, great, you empower me." Post a picture of yourself in black and white. I kept getting a few, and I ignored it at first because I'm never really one to jump on challenges right away. And then I kept seeing more, and I kept seeing more pictures, and I thought to myself, I don't want to post a picture of myself in black and white. One, it doesn't go with my flow on my Instagram, so I was a little selfish in that sense. But then also I was like, I don't want it to be all about me. Like, I don't know. It wasn't sitting well with me. And then I kept seeing more and more. And I thought to myself, all right, I'm going to post a story of all the women that I love, like my mom, my sister-in-laws, my friends, everyone that really inspires me. And then I kept learning as the days went on. I saw the post about Turkey, then AOC, obviously. And just in general, I think we need to take this challenge outside the box and really, be nice to women. And, there's so much cattiness in this industry and just in any sector, I think. Anywhere you go to, there's always work drama, there's this and that. And I really think we can be better people and better women. And, it's great to have people like Wadi and JP having our back and standing up for us. And yeah, we definitely stand up for ourselves too.
Hashtag challenge accepted. Take the social take the social justice issue, but do some actionable things to attribute it to whatever your give back is, right? So I think it's important what you just noted is saying okay, you know what, as men, we may not be able to post something, but we could have posted inspiring women in our lives. I'd put my mom right there. Wadi, do not clap back to that, Wadi, because, when you talk about mamas, that ain't something that we got to argue about, all right?
No doubt, no doubt.
No doubt. And I love seeing all the black and white pictures. To me, it was great. My feed was looking beautiful. I love all my friends. I love all the women watching this show. And like I said, let's just empower each other, and we're here for each other. All right, let's move on to our next topic. As the COVID pandemic continues, so does the economic uncertainty. Many in the U.S. are unemployed and wondering when the next economic recovery bill will be passed by Congress. The House passed a $3 trillion relief package called the HEROES Act on May 16th. The Senate recently introduced the HEALS Act, which included another $1,200 stimulus check for those who qualify. Wadi, what are you hearing in D.C.? Let me know. What's going on?
Look, there's a lot going on. One, the $3 trillion is a lot of money. That is money that's going to go straight into our debt. But at the same time, we're talking about a lot of people who have really been impacted by COVID. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about that this new package is supposed to address some key areas. One, money for testing. We understand that in order to really reduce the amount of people who expose others, it's important for people to have access to testing. With this, what else does this package include? It includes funding for schools. Schools have had to adjust. Many of them are using virtual classrooms. Many of them are looking at reopening, which means they need more supplies to actually be able to clean the area, to be able to set the school so that it's safe, masks for teachers and for professors. So there's also money that's being debated right now. One of the biggest parts that's being debated is, will they extend the $600 credit to those who have filed unemployment? That's a big debate. Many people in the GOP are citing research that shows that 68% of those who filed for unemployment actually received more money while they were unemployed than they did when they were previously working. Reports, many people believe, that led some people to stay unemployed when they could have returned to the jobs. That's the real big point of debate. The other point that's being negotiated is the famous Trump checks, the $1,200 for Americans making $75,000 or less. That is one of the areas where it actually seems to be a lot of agreement. So really the stage has been set. Both the House and the Senate have passed bills. We got to see how it's going to be negotiated. It's important to keep two things in mind. Again, a lot of money that's going to the debt, and two, a lot of lives are being impacted.
JP, do you feel like either bill will steer the economy back to where it was before COVID? Let me know.
So we've seen this pandemic claim over 20 million jobs lost, while in June we did see a rise in new jobs at 4.1 million. Many economists were shocked, but still that doesn't take away from the uncertainty right now that clouds our economy. Yes, we need to get back into schools. Yes, we need this stimulus bill very badly because people right now aren't spending. If anything, they're saving because they don't feel comfortable spending right now in this current market, especially with so many people unemployed. So what can we say? Will these $1,200 go a long way for many families? Yes, that is a lot of money for so many people. However, this is a call to action for all leaders in our nation that this is just one step, hopefully, out of many, because yes, everyone should be taken care of in our nation, not just business owners. People right now who are struggling, people who are out of jobs. In California right now, our unemployment is slammed to the teeth. So many reports of people not receiving their benefits, their unemployment benefits. So yes, these are dire times for so many families, for so many businesses. And the hope is that Congress continues to look at this and work tirelessly around the clock to provide better solutions, not only for our debt, but also for our people who right now are feeling this. And unfortunately, the outlook is not too well with even big corporations right now who are looking at laying off so many people. So this is definitely needed, and hopefully this produces some results to ease the bleeding, a Band-Aid per se.
All right, thank you so much for that, JP. And on our latest Instagram poll, 43% of our audience is unemployed right now. So it is affecting a lot of people, people that we know, people that we love, all over the nation. And we do have something to share with you guys. Wadi, JP, and myself want to give back to you with a giveaway, and it's very simple to enter.
Check it out, fam. It's very easy. All you got to do is go to Instagram and follow us at OTB Show.
All right, when you get to the Instagram page, all you got to do is like the last post and tag a friend, and you're automatically going to be entered to win two $30 gift cards. Let's go!
Winners will be announced on this show next week, so good luck and don't miss out. And tell a friend. TikTok has quickly emerged as the #1 app during quarantine. Everyone's hopped on it, including these two guys right here. Wadi, should TikTok be worried?
Yeah, I think they have to. They have to be worried about several things. One, let's talk about the government. They need to be worried about the fact that Congress has already passed a bill that prohibits federal employees from downloading the app. I believe that's on their work devices, not personal devices. The U.S. Navy and Marines also have banned service members of downloading this app on official computer systems or their phones. Also, there's a lot of talk about Trump passing an executive order, one where would ban the trade or the commerce when it comes to TikTok. In other words, the iPhone, the Apple Store could not provide it. And if you have one already, you continue to keep it, but you can't refresh the upgrades, which eventually will make the app unusable. But that's just one part. I think they also really need to be afraid from their competitors. I'm old enough to remember when everyone was talking about do it for the Vine. Vine was all the hype. Everyone was on it. Everyone was trying to become famous off that application. But all of a sudden came Instagram, what used to be only pictures. That's right. If you didn't know, Instagram used to be pictures only. Then they had 15-second videos. And from that moment, Vine was dead. People started doing videos of Vine being dead. And I believe that at the end of the day, Facebook, Instagram, the big giants when it comes to these social media platforms are going to be the biggest ones to take out TikTok. Not the government, but TikTok still has to take care and look at those two areas.
JP, what about you? Are we going to see you dancing on Reels?
I've told this to my team. I'm going to tell you both. And our audience says, well, you don't want me on TikTok. I get on TikTok, the game is over. These dance moves are too fire for TikTok. Let's be real. I got the 2020 Macarena remix. Why do not shake your head? But yeah, for real, let all jokes aside. Facebook and Instagram are great at looking at what competitors are doing and totally rechanging the game and making themselves relevant again. There's no doubt in my mind that they've noticed that TikTok is not only super relevant, has a young demo, and is doing crazy good wonders for the music industry right now and artists. If you're an unknown artist and you're not on TikTok, you're missing out right now. However, we got to keep in mind that, yeah, Wadi brings up a good point. The government right now is looking at TikTok because of its affiliation with China and all the security issues that it currently faces. So Instagram's coming in at a perfect time and saying, hey, here's Reels. Reels is coming. Reels might be coming for the breakfast, lunch, and dinner because Facebook and Instagram like to win. The real question is IG going to come out a winner out this? Or is TikTok going to continue expanding and leading the game with the young demo?
Claudia, let me tell you this. If JP really joins TikTok the way he talked about it, they're not going to have to ban it. He starts doing videos. Everyone's going to hop off. It's going to be irrelevant. That's your
It'll be the end of that.
Hey, Wadi, I don't know. I saw you on your IG story doing the little glass thing the other day. So, I mean, I'm going to play the video in the B-roll. Hey, producer, put that up on screen right now. Him and his whole family were doing it. So I don't know.
Shout out to my mom who has the moves on that video.
Well, I'm for sure Team Instagram. I like everything in one place. I like my DMs, my group chats, my stories, my IGTV. If I don't got to go to another app, I don't have to download something else, I'm happy. Audience, let me know. What about you guys?
Listen,
Are you Team TikTok or Team Instagram?
If OTB show on Instagram, if you're watching right now, hits 1,000 follows before our next show, Wadi and I are going to have a dance-off on TikTok. We're going to do a duet. Maybe a little dream girl. Maybe a little dream girl. I don't know, Wadi, you got that in you?
I'm game, man. Let's do it. I'm all about the challenge.
OTB show, go follow.
Yeah, let's do that. And I'll pick the dance.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. All right, guys, the show's winding down. It's time for OTB Quick Takes. Wadi, what's your quick take on the new name for the Washington Redskins?
You know me, I'm a big Skins fan. We're the Washington football team. We're going to win games. New name is coming. Stay tuned. Don't get caught up in the buzz. It's just temporary. We're going to be a big team. We're going to have a big name. It's coming soon. Just keep your eye on it.
And you, JP, what's your quick take?
Great job, activists. Great job, Snyder, righting your wrong. And also, please, on behalf of everybody here, win some games for Wadi, please, so he comes back in better moods when we're filming shows.
Our second quick take is Kanye West's public meltdown. JP?
What is there to say that we don't already know? Prayers up for Kanye West. He suffers from bipolar disorder. He offended a lot of people, including his own family. So prayers up for him. Unfortunately, people with bipolar disorder doesn't excuse what he said because he offended a lot of people. But let's keep in mind that he does suffer from that. And unfortunately, the end result was a Twitter rant that offended a lot of people, including his family.
Wadi, what's your quick take?
I want to focus on day 2, the day after. Dave Chappelle flew to Wyoming to Kanye West's house, and he said, brother, I'm going to be here for you. I recognize that you have a mental health disorder, but I want to be here for you. I want to talk to you during this time. That's what I think we need to do as a community. There are people around us that have mental health disorders that might be going through episodes, that might be going through a very tough time. It is our job to not just look at them when they're going through that episode, but to be there on day 2. Be there the day after to say, I got your back. I'm going to fly out to Wyoming. I'm going to go knock on your door, or I'm going to do that Zoom call to be there right by your side. That's what we need to do as a community.
All right, sports are back. MLS, MLB, NFL. I saw the Angels opening game. I fell asleep, but I know you guys are big fans. So what's your quick take, JP?
Well, the first problem is you watch an Angels game and not a Dodgers game. But let me be real.
Angels fan.
This is our year. Dodgers, Lakers, everyone else should just go home. Like, if you want to blame it on COVID, fine. But I'm going to tell you this right now. We're bringing ships to Los Angeles via Dodgers, via Lakers. LeBron James, it's our year, baby. Sorry, everyone else. go home.
Wadi, what's your quick take?
Yo, I am all about this. I've been needing sports. I know I'm not alone. People across the country, Sports Center has been posting old videos. They're nice, but they're old. We got new content. Love seeing the dunks. Love hearing about the drama. Love seeing who's up, who's down, what's up next. It's all about sports, baby. Let's do this.
All right, Biden's VP will be announced next week. Wadi, I know you have a quick take.
I don't really know what he's going to do, honestly. This is a tough one. He needs the black vote, and he hasn't been doing well in that area. He doesn't really have a lot of supports. He needs the Hispanic vote. He's not doing well in that area as well. There's so many different picks. At the end of the day, I hope it's a good decision because we need a good fought-out race between Trump and Biden when it comes to this election.
JP?
Karen Bass. Be smart, Biden camp. Just do what needs to be done. You don't want Kamala Harris, a divisive figure who's always going to be looking over his shoulder, looking for that next step. You want someone who's going to support your presidency and give you that fighting chance of unity within the White House if you even get there.
Thank you guys so much. That's all for our show today. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, we have a giveaway announcement next week. Wadi, will you be here?
All day, every day.
What about you, JP?
At OTB Show. You want to see these moves? You want to see me get down against Wadi? Go follow OTB Show. Let's go.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Take care.